What is going on, guys? Welcome into Rover. I want to thank you guys for just watching the live stream recently. I hope you appreciated that. And New York Giants got a damn football win today. So I'm really, really happy for the New York Giants. I'm happy for other fans of the Giants on this channel. And I personally am so happy that it seems like a curse is over. Giants get a win, go down to Houston and win today's football game. Kerry Wynn was maybe the MVP of the game. He had the strip on Lamar Miller late in the third quarter, I believe. The New York Giants got a lot of turnovers in this game. We had Alec Ogletree also getting an interception. Everybody coming down to the end zone to celebrate. This team, let me tell you about this football team. This football team right here is gelling. The Giants today, Eli, I think, went 20 of 24 throwing the football. So the New York Giants today, this is not a good football team, really. It doesn't look like a great team at all. I mean, the Texans made a lot of mistakes. Deshaun Watson making bad errors. The Lamar Miller play, a lot of holding nullified some touchdowns that the Texans were getting in the game. We did stuff their running game really well, and we did have the time of possession, especially in the first half. Saquon Barkley made some fantastic runs, especially his touchdown run and the catch that really sealed the game where he went up on a cornerback, leaped like what seemed like 10 feet in the air, and came down with a great catch. So Saquon was a huge positive today. Eli Manning was a positive. He was getting the ball out of his hands adequately, and he was hitting Beckham, he was hitting Sterling Shepard, and Pat Shurmur called quick developing plays for Beckham, quick crossing routes, and the New York Giants were able to capitalize on some of those deficiencies. We were able to isolate Houston's corners and expose them to one-on-one tackling, in which most of the time we were able to get through those tackles. So the Giants, we got out to a 20-3 lead in this game, went right down the field, and I think scored a touchdown on a Saquon Barkley run. Also, Eli, late in the half, he was able to hit Rhett Ellison. Rhett Ellison was huge for us in this football game. Made several big catches, and Eli was accurate enough. I think this is Eli's last year of playing. Eli was hitting the 10 to 15 yard throws, and I'll tell you what about our football team. Being up 20-3 at the half, the Giants then got outscored 12-0, I believe, for most of the second half. And it was a scary, scary ride. I mean, there were points in that game where you thought that the Houston Texans were just about to land some blows that would get them right back in the game. But credit Landon Collins, credit Janoris Jenkins, and I will credit the coaching staff on getting the win. And the 2-minute the drive at the end of the game, which feels like 6-7 minutes of clock. That was huge. Eli had multiple plays where he was able to hit Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard played a whale of a game today. And the Giants were just really able to offensively get enough in the first half to win. Now, the offensive line was terrible. Running between the tackles was certainly a chore, especially in the second half. Chad Wheeler is better than Eric Flowers, but wasn't spectacular. The offensive line still had a ton of pressures, but Eli was able to get rid of the ball. And the offense, although it didn't have a lot of explosive plays, the Giants were able to move the ball a little bit. Now, does this look like a good football team? It still looks like a pretty shitty football team. This football team looks like a 5-11, 4-12 sort of team, but the Giants were able to get a win. And now, when the Giants are going to be able to play the Saints, can the Giants cooperate, and can the Giants get pressure on Drew Brees and continue to play stout against the running game? Snacks Harrison got injured, which is bad. There is a lot of run stoppers on this team, starting with B.J. Hill and B.J. Goodson, and also the player that the Giants also have is a guy by the name of Dalvin Tomlinson that can defend against the run. But when you look at the statistics for this damn football game today, the New York Giants went out there today and they were able to control the time of possession, which was very important. And the Texans are just a bad team. I don't think the Giants' offensive line looked good. I think the secondary had some terrible gaping holes in that game. Will Fuller had 5 catches, 101 yards. Eli, 25 of 29. But when we look at the team statistics, the New York Giants were able to hold the ball. The time of possession, I will try to read it to you right now. We were able to win that 35-24, which was absolutely huge. On third down, 7 of 13. Efficiency is fantastic. Eli Manning, 265 yards thrown, an 8-yard pretty much average ratio per pass. 4 sacks today, and then 114 rushing yards. But when we look really at the drive chart, we look at the drives. In the second half, the Giants punted 4 straight possessions, and they didn't get a touchdown until their last possession, which took off 5 minutes and 30 seconds of clock. When they took over at 7 minutes left, that was really the capper there, that final drive, because the Giants were up 20-15. The Texans were coming back, and that drive and that touchdown pass pretty much saved the season. So it was beautifully ran down. Saquon Barkley made very clutch plays, and the Giants found a way to win, and it's very impressive for the Giants to win any football game, because when you win a game in the NFL, your confidence goes through the roof. You're going to see a team, I'm sorry for that. You are going to see a team with the Oakland Raiders next week, and they just lost to the Dolphins, and they're going to come out and play the Dolphins, or they're going to play the Browns, and they're going to suck because their practices is going to be shit because they just lost another heartbreaking game. But the Giants, I mean, the fact that they won a game, that game was uncomfortable late because you didn't want to see the Giants blow it. You were holding on. You weren't making too big of a deal of it. You know, my mom kept asking me, what's the score of the football game? What's the score of the game? What's the score of the game? My sister, my mom. And I just said, I'm not telling you. So far, things are okay. So far, things are okay. Even at the damn end of the game when we needed to recover an onside kick, I was still nervous as crap that we were going to, screw that up somehow. Or then when the guys had to leave the field and we needed to do the kneel down. The game just honestly was very stressful. There were tons of holes in the secondary today. Will Fuller had a lot of yards. The offensive line still sucks. We're very limited offensively, but we did what we can do with the skill sets that we have. We got a football win, and now we're going to be playing the Saints, and maybe we can control clock again, and maybe we can win in another way like that. It's going to be very difficult, but the fact is I'm proud of this team, proud to be a Giants fan, proud that we won a football game, very excited for Eli Manning, enjoying every last snap that this guy has to offer, and the Giants win a game that they desperately needed to win. So does the team look very good? It doesn't. Might the team look better in better practices? Yes. Are the Giants going to be more motivated to practice this week? Yes. Are the Giants going to get better for the Saints game this week? I think yes. That's the power of winning football games. If the Giants lost today, that Saints game would be shit. But now I think the Giants can come out, and I really think that we're going to have a good attention to detail. The vibes in the locker room are better. The fact that all of our guys went down there to celebrate with Alec Ogletree on that interception was pure. It was spectacular. I loved seeing that. The fact that Beckham is dancing on the sidelines and Eli and the whole team is rallying together. That's what winning does. It helps build a culture and everything. So I'm proud of these guys for digging deep. I'm proud of the offensive line for battling today. And again, I don't think this team looks very good at all. There are so many holes in the secondary, and the offensive line is horrid. And believe it or not, Deshaun Watson had a lot of time to throw, and a lot of those sacks were coverage sacks or him just moving outside of his pocket. So the Drew Brees game will be a fun game. I'm curious to see how it's going to go. Maybe our defense will play their balls off again. We don't know. But the fact is, we got a football win. We beat another NFL team. And for Giants fans, our expectations need to be measured. And I am happy that they won. Very happy. This week will be easier. And now this Saints game is interesting. Very, very interesting. Congrats, Giants fans. Love you guys. Great win.